Hi everyone. So today this video I will show you how we can build a dynamic transaction API using both get method and post method. So let's start how to do this one. So let me go through their official website. So as we already discussed yesterday, like how to build a dynamic balance API. So those who are not watching, kindly watch that one. So this is the Swagger, like they are using one endpoint slash accounts, and dynamically they filter one account ID here, and they are passing on endpoint transactions. So if you go through their Swagger, right, so already I import the same Swagger in Swagger editor. So let me open this one. So here you can see, like if you scroll down, right, there is one 200 response code is there, and they are giving one sample, like if it is succeed, then what kind of like successful response we need to pass as a response. This is one like Swagger template. So those who want to know, explore about this one, kindly go through this one. So you will get some idea, like what all fields are mapped to this transaction API, and how like we need to structure this kind of format. That is also explained here. So without wasting in time, let me go through the requirement analysis and explain you like what all steps we need to follow. So we'll achieve to build this API as a real-time scenario. So let me go through requirement analysis. So here you could see here, right. So as I mentioned, like we need to build a API dynamically. So using like I add here one corporate banking. So corporate banking API we will use as a dynamic like post method. For open banking standard, like we'll use one get method to achieve these two functionality in the single video. So let's watch this video until end, so you will get some idea how I am doing this, how I'm building this API in step by step process. So you will get some idea. This is one like mock request and mock response. Okay, so in upcoming videos, like we'll integrate in real time scenario, like how we'll use this mock data as a sandbox flow, and how we'll use EI actually in a real means actual the production flow. So let's start how to build this one. Before that, like let me explain you like the steps. So we are using this endpoint as a path. The method I'm using here, post here. This is one switch condition I'm using here. You could see here, right. So I'm passing here like account ID, then the account ID field. If you see here, right. So this account ID is available inside the transaction. Just for example, let me show you one request here. So this request, the data field is there, inside data, transaction field is there. So this transaction have array. Okay. So it's an array. Sorry, 1 minute. Let me highlight this one. So this is one array. Okay. So this array, I'm passing account ID, transaction reference number, debitor indicator. So like that only multiple fields are there. So amount, like one nested JSON is there. For charge amount, one more JSON is there. Balance also one more JSON is there, and card instrument also one more JSON is there. So this video you will learn how you can filter each parameter value, and will dynamically send a request, and dynamically like whatever static response we configured, we will get that response. So let me go through the configuration again. So hope like this details you, I think you clear now, right. So in whatever value is available, which field, so that we need to map here. Account ID is available inside transaction, so we added here like 0. 0 means if you go through this one, it's an array, right. So after this array, whatever fields is available, we need to map that one. The same for like for transaction ID, it is available under transaction. So if you see here transaction reference, so inside like transaction, we are adding here transaction reference number. So one more example you could see here, just for example, card scheme or a balance currency or authorization type. It's available after balance. There is one more field is there, currency. So we need to map the particular field with a dot. So one field is there like transaction, it's available inside data. So same for balance, it's available within the array. So we added here within the square bracket, I added 0 as a square bracket. So mocker will understand it's an array. Okay. So hope this is clear for everyone, this switch condition. Now let's move to below. There is two more field is there. One is response is there, and one more is a switch response. So just example, like let me show you. This is one account ID. This is one account ID, and this is one more account ID, and this is also one more account ID. So for passing different types of like account ID, if you go through here, right. So we are passing three type of switch response. If this is condition succeed, then it will call this file. If this is the condition succeed, then it will call this file. If this is the condition succeed, then only it will call this file. So depends on our request, it will call the backend. It will check the request is valid or not. If the request is valid, depends on that it will call the particular file. So this is one type of scenario, like in every corporate, like in n number of like accounts created. So and each customer have different type of unique account number. So how like a customer will fetch the data? So as a real time like mock response, so we added three types of account number. Depends on our payload request, it will go to the backend. From backend it will hit and it will fetch the particular file. So this is the like way like we are handling in corporate. So if this three account ID is not available, it will give the error code 500 and it will call this particular not found file. So here we will get like, okay, this account ID is not exist in our system, then we will print this one. This is one like example like how you will achieve like this post method for this transaction API for corporate banking. So if you looking into this open banking, right? So as per their standard, what they are following. So if you see here, they are using get method. Inside get method, they are passing dynamic account ID. Okay, so this account ID, for same scenario I added here like same endpoint only. I added here get method. So the same field like response field and switch response field. So response field we are using for 404 or 500, doesn't matter. Let me modify this one to 500. So it depends on you like what kind of error code you want to expose to the customer. So if your customer expectation, no, we want like 404 or 400 or different type of code. Usually every corporate like using 500 code if the value is not exist in the system. So if it is not exist, then we are passing the same value. So no need to create the same file again because we already created here, right? So we can reuse the same file in open banking as well. Now the next step like we are passing two type of different account number. So this is for 9875 for SEC 1234. So if you want to do like one alteration like okay, so this account number I want to paste the data from the backend. So we created one file here. So this file like we can add some mock data. If this account ID exist, if it is matching with our request with our actual endpoint, so it will do what? It will go through this particular file and it will check this file is exist in the mocks folder or not. If this file is exist, then it will call the particular file and will print that one. The same for one more account I added here. So I already prepared one sample response also. Let me show you. So here like one I prepared for 9437. Let me copy this one. So make sure like there is no mismatch with the account number. Let me replace with here and modify. Let me already modified, right? Okay. So this response you could see here, I added some dummy data. So this is I took it from like their official portal only. So if you go through this Swagger, so this Swagger editor, right? They have like they are giving one sample 200 response. So this response I took it from here and I prepared one sample like JSON here. So same scenario like we'll do what? If it is for 8337, we need to create one more file and we need to add this data. If above two account is not exist, so as per our condition, if you go through this condition, right? So as per our condition is this two field is two account ID is not matching. So we'll call this particular file and we'll print the response. So this is the like requirement analysis. So I hope like everyone clear like what is actual like is happening through API mocker. So how we can use a real time like mock data to verify like okay our flow is working or not. So this video like it will help you to build a API which will a sample of like the same clone of transaction API, the actual API and also the clone API. These both are same, parallelly same. So here like you will learn without any like dependency with the backend system is ready or not. So we can create your own API and you can integrate in your system to complete the flow. So let's start like to actual configure this like actual API definition in config.json file to verify our actual API is working or not. So let's start how to do this one. So let me copy this one. This is one for like corporate banking schema. So let me properly copy here. Right click this one. Let me copy. So those who are already regularly watching, I hope they already know like how to build a sample like API Mocker API. So I started from here like corporate API Mocker explained full end-to-end setup. So already upload like 5 videos, and those who want to know like the list of API Mocker, don't confuse like which part is I need to watch or which part I didn't watch. So go through playlist here. So this playlist, if you see here, there is one repository I created here. In this playlist added here, API Mocker beginner to expert. Okay, so here you will like get the list of API Mocker videos. So you will go through the step by step process. At least you have to know like how API Mocker is working, what all means where actually we need to use API Mocker, what all functionality is available API Mocker. This kind of all technical topics you will get in the same single channel. It is so beyond doubt. So this channel like you will get like a step by step process like to understand what all flows you want to implement in API Mocker. Okay, so without wasting in time, let's complete this process. So we will see the actual what is the output of this particular schema and what is the output of this particular configuration. So let me go through our configuration JSON file. So the previous video already we completed balance API, right? So let me give one comma here. Let me add this configuration. So after adding this one, let me do it what? Let me copy this one and make it beautify so it looks good actually. So open new tab, your body, right? Click raw data, modify this one to JSON. This one sample way like you guys like indented your code. So it makes better like to see your structure of your JSON is in correct format. So let me add it here, save this one. So now our post method like our configuration I configured in config.json file. Now we will create each file to verify actual our endpoint is working or not. So let me scroll down. There is 4 file we need to create. So one account is a 500 code. Me right click this one and copy. So go to this folder. Okay, so this is my actual like git directory. So here let me open this API Mocker mocks folder. So direct like I'm adding in git, so without like losing in data, you guys can go through my git and understand what all flows I implemented there. So here me open this text file, save this one. So now let me save this one to all files. This is my actual API Mocker git. Okay, so here I'm dumping this particular file and save this one. So now I need to add some data, right? So let me go through my requirement analysis. At the top I added some test data here. So let me copy this one, go through the files and let me add it here. So this one like if the no means there is no account is matching with our request payload, then we need to print this particular file. Let me close this one. Now second step like we need to create one account. This is the 98715 account, right? So let me copy this one. Let me go to the same folder. This is my API Mocker folder, right? So file, save as. We modify this save type to all files. So let me add this particular file. Now we need to add some data, right? So let me go. I will upload this text file, guys. So it will helpful for you to check this step by step process. So this one like a sample I prepared for myself, and also for demo purpose, like to show you how you can prepare your own like mock data. So save this one. This one I did for 9875. Okay. Now let me close this one. Let me go through next one. Next account like let me create one more account. Sorry, one more JSON file. So let me copy this particular file. So this file let me save as, modify this one to save. So those who want to skip this part, kindly skip also. This is only like I'm creating like multiple accounts. So let me go through requirement analysis. So this is one more account, right? So let me copy this one. So here I'm adding the same data like whatever data is required for this particular account. Now next step like I need to add this account. So we have 3 account, right? So we need to create 3 file and one for error file. So if there is no account is matching with our request payload, so file here, save as, modify this one to all files. Let me add that particular file name. So now we need to add some data. So same like whatever I did for other 2 account, right? So same we need to do it here. Let me select this one, copy this particular content of this file. So let me add it here. Now save this one. So now our 3 file is ready. So let me show you, like if you see here, right, this is one file, second file, third file and fourth file. This four file already we prepared for corporate banking. So let's like test to verify, okay, so actual our code is working or not. So let me go through Postman. So now what I need to do, so we need to prepare one base request, right? So this is the base URL. Okay, so before that one, as you already know, like this is a new configuration we added here. So we need to do restart. So let me go through let me go through here. So this is my like git directory. So let me control C and show you. So you can see the path, right? So I just cloned from the git and I prepared one folder here. So here what I need to do, I need to execute this node server.js command again. So it will reflect the new changes, but make sure like you save this particular file. Okay, so now what we need to do, let me go through Postman here. So in here let me copy this base URL. So this one like we did testing yesterday, guys. So those who are newly watching, kindly go through my channel and complete this go through this playlist. So this playlist like already like there is one playlist I created here, API mocker beginner to export. Kindly watch that one. So you will get some idea like how we can build a API using API mocker. So let me go through Postman here. So let me copy this base URL. Okay, so this is my base URL. So how we will know like API mocker is running or not? Go through browser after installing API mocker. So this is my custom port. Depends on you, like you want to use this port or different port. So you can see cannot get, right. So that means API mocker has been started. So what we need to do next? We need to go through Postman. So now let me copy this base host. Let me copy this one. Let me copy this base host and adding here. Next step, what I need to do, we need to go through this configuration JSON file. So here you could see, right, this is my new, let me copy this new endpoint. So in Postman, let me add it here. So now we need to do what? Let me modify this one to post here and the request body, right? Select your raw data, modify this one to JSON here. So let me go through the requirement analysis. So let me copy this one. This is my like one of the request body I need to use for one of the account testing. Okay. So let me copy this one. So within the body, let me add it. Okay. And beautify this one. If I send request, so now you could see, right? So I'm getting one response with the account ID, this one. So now let's test with one more new account. This is like let me go through here, copy this one, copy this particular value. Let me go through Postman here, modify this one to new account. Now send request. So it is showing what account ID doesn't exist. So let me check this one. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So let me go through here, the particular here, right. So let me copy this one. How we'll fix this one? Let me explain you, like it's a debugging session, like to understand step by step process. So let me copy this particular value. So now let me go through configuration JSON file. So here I'm replacing with the new the means the particular URL which I'm getting through log. Okay. Now save this one. We need to restart this API mocker. Now let me restart it again. If I send request now, right. So here you could see I'm getting the actual response from the backend. Same we need to do for another account. Let me scroll down. This is one more new account for corporate. So let me copy this one. Same I need to use it here. Let me replace with the new request payload. If I send request, right, so it is showing the same account, it doesn't exist. Let me see how it is constructing this URL. So let me copy this particular URL, go through the particular JSON file, right. Here I am replacing with the new one. I replace this one, save this particular file and restart this mocker again. So now if I send request, right, you could see here I'm getting the new account ID details. So you can compare also. This is the ALT49. So this one also ALT49. I hope like those who are watching this video, they can easily understand now. Now let me remove this two field, means two value. If I send request, right, so it is doing what? Account doesn't exist with the invalid. If you go through the log here, right, now you can see get transaction not found JSON. So it is calling the particular JSON file, and actually our 500 code and 200 code is working fine. So I hope like those who are watching this one, they can easily understand how they can complete this corporate banking configuration. Now let me copy this particular for open banking. Let me copy this one The same configuration we need to add it here. Okay, so it's starting from here and ending from here. Okay, so let me give one comma and add that particular configuration file. Let me copy this full configuration file. Let me beautify through Postman. So let me replace here and beautify and add the particular JSON in here. Okay, let me save this one. Let me undo this one. So this one we did test for corporate, right? Now we need to do what, like we need to do test for open banking, right? So here let me copy this particular endpoint. Let me configure here. After that give one slash here. What are the endpoints we are adding here? Let me copy this particular endpoint. We go through Postman and add it here. We remove one slash. Okay, so now we need to prepare some file. So if you see here, right, we have like if the account number is 9437, I need to prepare this JSON file. If the account number is 1234 SCC 1234, I need to prepare this account ID. So let me replace with this one to this one, so make sure everything is streamlined only. So now let me create this particular file to complete this open banking flow. Let me copy this one. So this is available where? This is available in mocks folder, right? Let me go through mocks folder. This is mocks folder. Let me already one file is there, right? So let me open this one, save as. So here, like as usual we did for corporate banking, right? We need to do the same for here. So let me give this particular file name and save it. So here we need to add some data, right? So already I prepared one some dummy data here. Let me scroll down. So this one I prepared for 9437 account. So let me copy this particular value and add that value in this particular file. Let me save this one. This is for one account I did here. So second account, let me copy this one. See, at least we have to test 2 to 3 account to verify like our flow is working or not. The same approach I need to do it here. Save as here, modify this one to all types. Let me give one particular file name and save it. So here also we need to add some data, right? So below also I added one more JSON for that particular account only. Let me copy this one. So here I'm adding here. Let me save this particular file. So now this one I added for like account 8337. Next step what I need to do. So if this two account is not matching, so this is the file already we created for corporate banking. Here you could see, right? So no need to create in different. We need to create. It's not required. So now we need to do what? We need to restart API mocker. So let me restart this one. Execute the node server.js command again. So now our mocker is running now. Let's go through Postman here. So here we need to change the account number. Let me go through configuration to verify what is the account number. So let me copy this account and add it here. Just replace with the account. Okay. Now if I send request, right? So here you could see whatever response is available, that particular file. What I mean here, like this particular file. So that data only I can see here. You can see, right? So now we need to do what? We need to do test for second account. Let me copy this particular account and replace with this one. If I send request, right? So now you can see this is the account, whatever data is available, this particular file. So I'm getting the data. So I hope like everyone is clear now. So now we need to do for invalid. Just I'm adding like random value here. And if I send request, right? So here you could see, right? It's showing what? Account ID not exist. So our corporate banking and open banking, both positive scenario and negative scenario is working fine. So those who are watching this video, I hope like they can able to understand how to build a transaction API in dynamic way. And those who are newly watching my channel, kindly go through my channel So Beyond Doubt. So regularly or sometimes like due to other priority I'm unable to upload videos, but regularly like I'm maintaining this channel like to uploading technical videos. And those who are watching this video newly, kindly like, share and subscribe my channel, so it will motivate me to make more videos. Thank you so much.